Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Parkside Cabin Rentals. It's a beautiful time to be in the Smokies, folks. Tucked into your own cozy or massive cabin, depending on the layout you like. The Ogle family has dozens of cabins up there, and the layouts you can choose from. You can see them all. ParksideCabinRentals.com, I believe. You check them out and see why they are the first name in Sevier County and Smoky Mountain cabin rentals. Parkside Cabin Rentals. Always free parking in downtown Gatlinburg if you stay with these fine folks, too. All right. Mark, I'll start with you. Anybody else can jump in here as well. Tennessee at 10th in the nation. They're 10-1 now. Ken Pomeroy has them, as of last night, they were number 2 in the nation in defensive efficiency, number 30 in offensive efficiency. There aren't a lot of areas that are obvious holes. However, what are some things where what are some issues they still need to polish up?
Well, I think the obvious one is shooting, right? Consistent perimeter jump shooting. Where's that going to come from? And then the two that I have are just rebounding. I think you saw that with Olivier and AJ Anasicki coming in yesterday. There's been a drop off there if Fulkerson and Pons. Those next guys need to step up. We need to rebound. Our guards are saving the day in a lot of ways. They're really good at it. But our bigs got to do a better job rebounding. And then last thing, guarding the basketball on perimeter and then ball screen defense. I think too many times we switch out of comfort or we defend a ball screen out of comfort, meaning we get the switch and Fulkerson's now got on the point guard just because it was easier. I think we can do a better job of hedging when we need to hedge and then getting guys to go underneath the ball screen so the point guard can stay guarding the ball. As opposed to the offense being able to create mismatches, because we're going to see a lot of 5-out or 4-out spread and attacking us in a ball screen, so we got to be able to defend that.
As I said, this Tennessee team sucks and has a lot of things to work on. Actually, that shows exactly the way a coach would look at it. That's great. That's why you're here.
Mark, to your point, Barnes was talking about that in the post game, in that he felt like with the extra practice time and Fulkerson being out missing a few days, with his wisdom teeth being pulled, that it gave them more of an opportunity to work with that small lineup with the defending of those ball screens, and he felt like they did a better job of it in that game. Even Fulkerson was like, yeah, because I was out, it allowed them to work on it. We were better in defending those ball screens. So it's interesting how not having that Tuesday game maybe helped them a little bit in this game.
Jimmy, anything you think they need to work on still?
This is a small thing, and when you say they, I'm gonna pin it down to one thing. I would like to see Pons be a more consistent scorer. He's not averaging in double digits. His three-point shooting has regressed from what it was a year ago. If he can find more of an offensive game, if he can hit some threes with a little more consistency and become more of an offensive threat each night, I think that would help the overall team. But I think if he becomes a better offensive player, the team will be a more difficult team to defend and to defeat.
He'd also be jumping his draft stock through the roof if he gets an offensive game and all. I wonder, at any point, though, do you look at it, Mark, as a coach and say, okay, he is what he is. We've seen him for X amount of years. Do you still think there's some offensive improvement there that can be made, not that should be made, that can be made by Pons?
But to Jimmy's point, it's you got to own what you're really good at, but you got to feed the confidence to help him grow and being able to just knock down a jump shot, and then just one rip. I mean, he'd take one dribble from the three-point line, he's dunking it. He's that athletic, and so you just got to feed that confidence in him to make quick decisions, and then just be able to make those constant jump shots.
All right, when we come back, I want to ask Mark, and then credit where credit's due. He's the one that said, hey, I've got some insight on this. This is a guy who lived through the Bruce Pearl investigation at Tennessee. I want to get your opinion on what life is like right now with the assistants for the head coach over there. They're kind of in limbo with this situation, just kind of hanging over their head. We'll talk to Mark about that next, and then we're going to do a Florida scouting report for you. So come on back on the Sports Source.